This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Myself, Sandeep. I have like 6 plus of experience in the Azure cloud, and today we are going to start about like Azure introduction. Okay. So, am I audible for everyone? Am I audible?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Let's get into the session. So today we are going to discuss about like Azure introduction. So today we are going to discuss about like Azure introduction. This is our demo session. First, we are going to discuss before going to discuss about like Azure. First, you have to discuss about like cloud computing. So what is meant by cloud computing? Any idea? Any one of you from IT background? Any working employees? What is meant by cloud computing? Any idea? Tell me yes or no. Hello. What is meant by cloud computing? Guys, can you hear me? You can speak, okay? You can unmute your audio. Okay, fine. Yeah. So cloud computing is nothing but we can purchase the servers through online. We can purchase the server through online. So we can store the data, access the data, and process the data. So cloud computing is nothing but we can purchase the server through online. We can store the data, we can access the data, and we can process the data. So what is mean by server? For example, if I ask you that what is your computer configuration? If I ask you that what is your computer configuration? What is your computer configuration? What is your computer configuration? For example, if I ask you that,
Windows 10 operating system, 8 GB
okay,
RAM.
okay,
mm,
yes, tell me. That's it.
Yeah,
Just like Windows operating system, RAM. That's it.
i5 processor.
Okay. Yeah. So generally, where you can check your computer configuration means here you can check it, right? In the PC, right click and properties, right? Yes or no? For example, if you check my computer configuration, what is my computer configuration here? Yes, like i5 processor, 8 GB RAM, and 64-bit Windows operating system, and 500 GB hard disk, right? This is what, right? Yes or no?
Yeah,
What is my computer configuration? i5 processor,
8 GB RAM.
uh, 8 GB RAM, so 500 GB hard disk,
Windows 10 operating system.
Windows 10
Operating
OS.
system. Yeah,
Yes or no?
yeah.
So what is mean by server? Server is nothing but you are having the high-end configuration. For example, so you can say that big computer, okay? For example, 100 CPU cores or 100 GB RAM or 100 TB hard disk right? Here you are using the Windows servers. Okay. So what is the difference between computer and server is nothing but, so computer means you are having the basic configuration, means Hi-Fi processor, 8 GB RAM, 500 GB hard disk, Windows server, like this. But when you see like a server, you are having like 100 CPU cores, means 100 CPU cores and 100 GB RAM and 100 TB hard disk, or more than 100 TB, okay, and Windows servers. These things we can call it like server. Is it clear? Hello, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Cloud computing is nothing but simply you can purchase the servers through online. We can store the data, we can access the data, and we can process the data. Why we are moving to the cloud computing? For example, before 2010, if you're checking any SSC results or any competitive exam results, what is the error you're getting? So generally, what is the error you have observed those days?
Server down.
Yeah, what type server down? What about this? What is the error they are showing at that time?
404.
404. What is the
Server
meaning of
not
404?
reachable. Server not
404
reachable.
server is not reachable. Then any more errors? That's it. Only server not reachable. That's it. Hello. Yeah, you people speak out, right? Just listening is not the thing. Hello. You people has to interact. I'm not asking any typical questions, right? I'm asking you the basic questions, right? Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Then. So generally, what is the errors you observed? For example, if a website is not reachable and is unable to open the website, what is the errors you generally observed?
Page not found.
Page not
Mm,
found. So generally, when you see like before 2010, if you visit any website like server is too busy, right? So no, server is not reachable. These type of errors you're getting, right? Nowadays, you're getting these type of errors. If you're
No.
checking in SSC results, inter-day results, or BTech results, have you observed these type of results, these type of issues in these days?
In some rare cases, we can observe.
Sorry,
In some rare
speak loud.
cases, in some
Very
rare
rare
cases,
cases, very rare cases, right? Is that no?
yes.
When compared to 2010 and 2021, the internet users are increases or decreased?
Increase.
Increases, right? Nowadays you have to get that issue, but we are not getting those type of issues nowadays. Why? Because nowadays we are using the cloud computing, or we are using cloud computing. For example, in previous days we need to have the physical servers. What you are having? From where I'm getting the disturbance? Yeah. Physical servers. What is the physical servers? Generally the server is nothing but, so it's like a high-end computer or big computer, we can call it like a server. Physical servers is nothing but will store our data, right? So what are the things which are present in the physical servers? Means networking, servers, storages, firewall, manpower, equipments, and space. These are the things we require. I will give you a best example for you. You people know the Amazon, right? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
For example, in Amazon, they are getting the 1,000 visitors per day. If they are getting like 1,000 visitors per day, it can able to manage. Let us think that if they are Amazon getting like 1,000 visitors per day, it can able to manage the servers, right? Yes or no? For example, they will give the big billion days, right? Yes or no? They will give the Amazon offers big billion days, right? Hello, festival offers, right? Yes or no? At that time, will they get only the 1,000 visitors?
No.
You people has to interact with me. Hello, hello, Jagadish.
Yes,
I'm
no.
getting yeah.
So at the time, the user increases.
Yes, you will get a more number of visitors, right? Generally,
Yes.
they're getting the 1,000 visitors in regular days, but when they give the big billion days or Amazon offers, they will give like for example 10,000 members. So this physical server can able to manage only 1,000 visitors. If I want to manage like 10,000 visitors, what I have to do?
We need to increase it.
Increase our servers.
Just tell me. Ramesh, I'm getting disturbance from your end. I think so. Ramesh or Jagadish, any one of you. Okay. Vikas, I think so. Yes, tell me. So general days, I can able to give the service for only 1,000 visitors. For example, if I'm getting more than 1,000 visitors, what I have to do?
We have to increase our servers.
Yes, we have to increase our servers, right? What are the servers we have to increase? We have to increase our networking team, servers, storages, firewalls, manpower, equipment, right? So generally, how many days then generally the offer will be given?
Um, 3 to 4
1
days.
week or less than 1 week, right? Less than 1 week, right?
Yes.
Is it right decision that purchasing the networking servers, storages, firewalls, manpower, equipment, space for 1 week? Is it a right decision?
No.
You are getting the 1,000 visitors is fine. For example, if you are getting like 20, for example, you are getting like 20,000 visitors. For example, if you are getting like 1 lakh visitors, what is the scenario? Yes or no? That's the reason before 2010 we are getting these type of issues. Why? Because the server is not able to give the service for the unexpected traffic. Okay, you got the point. Is it clear?
Yes.
No one is interacting, I think
Yes.
so.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So physical server can maintain only some extent of the traffic. So if they want to expand and if they want to manage the high so unexpected traffic, it can't able to manage immediately. Why? Because to establish a physical server, at least it will take like 2 to 3 months. We need to get the permissions and all those things. Generally data centers and all the thing. Okay. So cloud computing is nothing but simply we can purchase the servers through online. Okay, we can store the data, we can access the data, and we can process the data, right? Simply how we are purchasing the product in the Google or Facebook, or how we are purchasing the things in the Flipkart, Amazon. The same way you can purchase the servers in the online. For example, if you're getting the 1,000 visitors, you can increase your automatically the capacity is increasing the 10,000 visitors. If you are getting the 10,000 visitors, automatically you can increase your capacity to 1 lakh visitors. If you are getting the 1 lakh visitors, you can increase your capacity to 10 lakh visitors. Are you able to follow me? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
So cloud computing is nothing but simply we can purchase the server through online. We can access the data, we can process the data, we can store the data. Is it clear? Any questions here?
No.
Fine.
I have a question,
Ne
Ravi.
yes, tell me.
So how can we decide like the server is this much capable of taking traffic or not? Like,
Yeah, we have a concept like VMSS, virtual machine skill set. Okay. For
Mhm.
example, let me think that in this cloud computing, what are the services you are using? For that services only you are going to pay the money. Okay. For example, let me tell you one more example. In your home, you can able to cook for only for 10 or 15 people, right? Yes or no? Hello.
Yep. Yes, yes.
So what you will do? For example, some function is there, some event is there in your home, right? What you will do? You will take a rent for your some function or something, right? Yes or no?
Mm, mhm.
You won't purchase the functional there. You will take the functional for the rent, right? So
Yeah.
you'll cook a food for that. For example, you prepare the food for the 500 people. What you will do? So generally unexpected, they are getting 700 people. What do you do? Immediately you will cook for the another 200 people, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
The same thing here also. What will happen means we have a concept called auto scaling. In the auto scaling, what we are doing means if the CPU usage is getting at 70 percentage, automatically what we are telling means automatically you have to create one more two servers. Then automatically your capacity is also increases. From somewhere I'm getting the disturbance, I think. Is it clear? So what's your good name?
Sorry, actually I was on mute. How this is used to handle in earlier days in physical servers?
Physical service that we can't handle that things. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
We need to expand over the things, server storages and all those things. Okay. It can handle only
Okay.
particular traffic. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
In the cloud computing, automatically we are increasing our capacity by using the VMSS auto scaling. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So for example, your CPU take, right? It can manage well like 100 traffic. For example, your computer is there. If you run
Hmm.
like 10 applications, it can able to manage 10 applications at a time. So here what we will do means when you're using the seventh application, automatically I will give you a rule that what is that? If my CPU usage is more than 70 percentage, automatically create the one more two VMs. You got the point? If
Yeah.
my average CPU usage is more than 70 percentage, automatically create the two VMs. If my CPU usage is less than 20 percentage, automatically delete the two VMs. Is it clear?
Okay.
You got the point? That is what we can do it. So we have a lot of services in that we're going to discuss in the coming sessions. Okay. So
Okay.
these cloud computings, who are the vendors for the cloud computing? Vendors for cloud computing. One
Azure,
second.
Microsoft, Amazon,
Yes.
Google.
One second. Azure is nothing but Microsoft. Next,
AWS, Amazon,
AWS, Amazon Web Services. Next,
GCP.
GCP, Google.
Google Cloud Platform. So these are the different vendors. We have a many other vendors also like DigitalOcean. These other things are there we are having. So VMrack, Rackspace, Terramark, Microsoft Azure Joint, GCP, Amazon, DigitalOcean. So these are the major vendors. Who are they? Azure Cloud is nothing but Microsoft, and AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services, and GCP is nothing but Google Cloud Platform. These are the big vendors. Okay. These cloud computing we can divide it into two parts. What are the two things in the cloud computing? One is service model, and one more is two models in cloud computing. The service model and deployment model. So we have the three types of service models. Can anyone list out the three types of service model? Could you list out the three types of service models? Any idea?
No.
Yes. What are the three types of service models we are having? IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. So IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. And PaaS is nothing but platform as a service. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. Right. So anyone having idea about this IaaS, PaaS and SaaS? No one? Okay, fine. I will give you the simple example. Infrastructure as a service means I will take the example like new flat. When you purchase a new flat, what are the things you will get from the builder? When you purchase the new flat, what are the things you will get from the builder? This is a basic general question I'm asking you, right? I'm not asking any technical things, right? When you purchase the flat from the builder, what are the things you will get?
Just living area.
Yes. Just they will get a empty space for you. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Hmm?
doors, cupboards.
Yes, exactly. Chaitanya Krishna, I'm getting disturbance from your end. Okay. I think so. You are not. Chaitanya, you are not somebody. I'm getting the disturbance. Bindu, I think so. Right. Okay. So in the infrastructure as a flat, right? So when you purchase a new flat, what are the things you will get? You will get the doors, cupboards, right? Yes or no? You will get the doors, windows, roof, walls, everything you will get it, right? Yes or no? So infrastructure as a service is nothing but here you are getting like servers, storages, firewall, and networking. So these are the things you'll get it. Any doubts here? Any doubts here?
No,
In the platform as a service, I can take the best example like furniture flat. So when you're taking the rent for the furniture flat, what are the things you will get? When you're going with the furniture flat rent, what are the things you will get?
like beds, sofa, like fridge.
Yes, you will get the refrigerators, beds, and the table, chairs, and all the things, right? Yes or no? For example, they are giving like 32 inches LG TV, but you are interested in the 64 inches Sony TV. Will they replace for you? Will they replace for you?
No, no. No.
They won't replace for you. These are the things we are providing for you, right? If you are interested, you can go ahead with this, right? Yes or no? The same thing here also in a furniture flat. What are the things you are getting means databases. What you're getting here? SQL database, MySQL. These things comes under the platform as a service. Why? Because Cosmo DB. These are the database. For every database, the base you are having the virtual machine. You can able to access the database, but you are not able to access by using the. But you are not, does not have right to make the changes in the virtual machine. Is it clear? Next, we are going to discuss about like software as a service. Software as a service, I can give the best example like hotel suite. For example, if I'm staying in a hotel for 2 to 3 days, will I carry my refrigerator, TV, washing machine with me?
No.
Hello,
No, we can't.
sorry.
No,
For example, this is my application, right? This is my computer, right? This is my Gmail account. This is on some application. Is it possible to access? Is it possible to make the changes that what are the mails I'm getting that I want to get in the red color? Is it possible to get, do like that? Can I make the changes like that?
No.
Hmm? Is it possible to give a call from Gmail to contact number? Is it possible to
no,
give a call from Gmail to contact number?
No.
Why it's not possible? It's possible in Skype, right? Why it's not possible in the Gmail? It's possible in the WhatsApp, right? Why it's not possible in the Gmail?
feature is not there.
Future is not available, right? Yes or no? The thing is that software as a service is a best like an web app. In this, we are going to discuss about like web applications. Means what are the sorry. So what are the changes? We does not have any right to make the changes, but we can use what are the features are existing here, right? So have you got the difference between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service? In the software as a service, it does not have any right to make the changes. But in the platform as a service, you can make the partially changes. Partial changes means you can get what are the things and you can make the small thing changes. Okay. But infrastructure as a service, you can make the in the infrastructure as a service, you can make the complete changes. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, infrastructure as a service means you can make the complete changes. Platform as a service means why? Because in your flat, what are the things you want, like 64 inches TV or refrigerator, what are the things you will get? You can get in a new flat. But in the furnished flat, you does not have access to all the things. You can make the partial changes. It does not have right to make the complete changes. But in the software as a service, you does not have any right to make the changes, but you can use what are the features are existed. That is the difference between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Next, we are moving on to like three types of deployment models. So generally, we have the three types of deployment models. What are they? First one is public
Private.
and private and hybrid. So first one is public. What is meant by public? Public is
Everyone
nothing
able.
but everyone can access. Private is nothing but limited
Restricted.
members. Limited members can access. And hybrid is nothing but combination of public and private. Okay, let me tell you the example for the public. Right, everybody can able to access the YouTube, right? Yes or no? Everybody can able to access the YouTube. That I can take it as a public. Private means limited members can access. Is it possible to log in into the Essential portal?
No, we can't.
We can't
No,
access, right?
authorized users can access login.
Only authorized users, right? The guys who are working in the Essential, they can able to log in into the Essential portal. That I can take you the example like private. What is meant by hybrid? Hybrid is nothing but combination of public and private. I can tell you the best example like banking sector, right? So no, we'll take our bank account in the banking, right? Some bank or something, right? So no, you can deposit the money, you can withdraw the money, and you can make all the changes, right? But the thing is that, for example, if you want to change your contact number or if you want to change the mail ID, what you have to do?
Need to visit the branch or need to contact the customer care.
Yes, you have to send the request to them, right? If you get the approval from the banking only, then you can able to make the changes here, right? Yes or no? So here the
Yes.
combination of public and private. So the both the things is like I can tell you the one more example like Krishna is my client. For example, you think that Krishna is my client. I am the company. So Krishna developing he given all the inputs to me to develop an application. I am developing an application as per his requirement. But Krishna wants to know that whether the application is developing as per requirement or not. Where I'm getting the disturbance? Okay. Krishna wants to make the changes in that, right? So what I will do in the company point of view, the developing an application is like a private. But Krishna wants to know that whether the application is developing as per his requirement or not. Okay, what I will do, I'll give access to the Krishna. Okay, he will check what are the inputs and what are the development is going on. So what are the changes he will update to us. Okay, here the combination of public and private, but the company point of view is like a private, but Krishna point of view is like a public. Is it clear? Any doubts here? Any
No.
doubts here? Okay, fine. Next, moving on to the Microsoft Azure.
Ravi, can you give an example of what are the public clouds, private clouds, and hybrid?
We are giving the access levels. Okay. Hello. We are giving
Okay,
the
but
different access.
I mean, what are
We
the
have
clouds present in the outside, like public?
public is nothing but we'll use all the things. Okay, depends upon the requirement, depends upon the application.
Okay,
We'll
say
use
for
the network.
example, AWS is there. Can I use it for public and private both, or is it
Yes,
a
you can.
specific public cloud?
So the thing is that we are not giving the. Will you give all the application for the public? So generally we'll make it like a private. Okay, we don't use it public.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll make it like a private. So next, moving on to the Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Azure, it is developed in which year? 2010. We are having almost like 56 plus data centers all over the world. Like Azure data centers. Mhm. You can see the blue dots here, right? Hello, are you able to follow me?
Yes, yes.
So here you can see that map.cdn.buildazure.com. Here you can see the what are the data centers in the all over the world here. You can see here. In India, totally how many data centers we are having totally? We are having like 4 data centers. So Chennai, Bangalore, and Mumbai, and recently they started the data center in the Gurgaon also. So totally we are having the 4 data centers here. Okay. Next, moving on to the Microsoft Azure certifications. So what are the Azure certifications we are having? AZ104, AZ,
900.
sorry, AZ900 is a fundamental. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
AZ900 is a fundamental basically. AZ10, so 104, 203, AZ301 and 302, and AZ401. So this is a fundamental. And next one is AZ104 is nothing but Azure admin. AZ20 is nothing but Azure developer. And AZ301 is nothing but Azure architecture. AZ401 is nothing but Azure DevOps. So in this course, we are going to discuss about like Azure admin, Azure DevOps, and Azure fundamentals. Okay. So first of all, for example, if you want to construct a building, whom you will approach first? If you want to construct a building, whom you will approach first?
Contractor.
Contractor, right? Before contractor,
Architect.
architect, right? Yes or no? So generally, what is the role of the architect?
Planning.
He will give the design, right? He will take all the inputs from you, whether you are looking for the so regular building or whether you're looking for the duplex house, how many beds you are required, whether you require like so he will take all the inputs from you. As per that inputs, he will give the design for you, right? The same thing here also, the architect will give the design for you. Okay, so he'll take all the inputs from the client, he will give the design. So the guy who was having like 12 plus experience, this guy is going to work as an Azure architect. So whatever the design is given by the architect, using this design, the Azure admin will create an infrastructure. What he will create? Hello, are you able to follow me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
In this infrastructure, the Azure developer will write the code. In this architecture, the Azure developer will write the code. Any doubts here? In this course, we are going to discuss about like Azure admin and Azure DevOps. So what are the things? Any questions here? So Azure developer is nothing but the guy who already have the experience in the coding like Python, PHP, right? Frameworks. This guy is going Java framework. This guy is going to work as an Azure developer. So in this course, we are going to discuss about like Azure administration. In this Azure admin, we are having like 80% non-coding and 20% coding. 80% non-coding. So Azure administration, what are the things we are going to discuss means? Any questions here? Any questions here?
One question, like .NET developer, like Java developer, using like deploying and already support we are giving.
Okay.
So then we come under which certification if we want to move further. So we are also supporting like development as well and DevOps and Azure, both
Okay.
environments.
Okay.
So then if you want to move further learnings, under which certification we...
Completely, if you want to go with the coding, then you have to go with an Azure developer. Okay.
Okay.
You want to create an infrastructure. That will explain the difference between Azure admin and Azure DevOps now. Okay. So the guy who already working on the Python, Java frameworks, this guy is going to work as an Azure developer. Okay. Is it clear? So in this course, we are going to discuss about like Azure admin and Azure DevOps. In the Azure admin administration, what are the things we are going to discuss means creating of resource groups, virtual networks and subnets, and how to create Windows VM and Linux VM using Azure portal, and creating the Windows and Linux VMs using shell scripting. What is mean by VMs?
Virtual machine.
Virtual virtual machine is nothing but an imaginary computer. So how you will how you're using your personal computer, in the same way you can use your computer. It's like an imaginary computer. You are going to discuss like how to create a Windows VM and Linux VM and the basic Linux commands, how to create a Windows and Linux VM using the Azure portal. These things we are going to discuss, and how to create this Windows and Linux VM by using the shell scripting. And we are going to discuss about like networking, um, and we are going to discuss about the basic networking, network security groups. So what is a network security group? Is nothing but a group of network security groups. In this network security groups, you will give the different access. What are the access? You want to give access only to the particular IP, or you want to give the access to the range of IPs, and these things we are going to discuss in the network security group. VNet peering. So VNet peering means we have a virtual machines, right? So in the VNet peering, we are going to discuss about how to establish a communication between virtual machines in the different virtual networks. And we are going to discuss about like firewalls. What is mean by firewall? What is mean by firewall?
It's a kind of like blocking or
Yes.
restricting access.
Yes.
It's like security. It's using
Yeah.
for the security.
Yeah. In the network security group, just you can able to allow the traffic or disallow the traffic. But by using the firewall, you can monitor the traffic, what are the traffic you are getting. All these things we are going to discuss in the firewall. Next, we are going to discuss about like hub and spoke architecture. Hub and spoke architecture is nothing but, or we can also call it like site to site VPN also. Means how to establish a communication between virtual machines in the different cloud. We'll take like Azure cloud and AWS cloud, and how we are establishing the communication between Azure cloud and AWS cloud, that we are going to discuss. DNS, what is that? DNS is nothing but domain name servers. How we are changing our IP to the domain, how we are redirecting our IP to the domain name, that we are going to discuss in the domain name server. Next, we are going to discuss about like availability set. What is meant by availability set? Availability set is nothing but logical grouping of VMs, right? Okay. For example, what are the problems we are getting the data center, generally hardware issues and software issues, and how we are going to overcome these hardware issues and software issues by using the availability set. And we are going to discuss about the basic and standard load balancer. So I told you, right, how we are distributing the traffic between the VMs, that we are going to discuss in the standard load balancer. Basic standard load balancer is nothing but you can distribute the traffic between the virtual machines in the same availability set. Standard load balancer is nothing but you can distribute the traffic between the virtual machines in the different availability set. And we are going to discuss about the traffic manager. How will distribute the traffic between the virtual machines in the different VNet. SSL termination. SSL is nothing but socket secure layer certificate. For example, if you observe some sites, you will getting the lock here, right? Yes or no? Are you able to follow me? Hello.
Yes.
So how we are getting this lock and all, how we are make it to security for the online transactions, that's thing you are going to done by the SSL termination. And we are going to discuss about like VMSS. What is meant by VMSS? Virtual machine skill set. I just told you in the demo, right? So automatically creating of the VMs and automatically deleting of the VMs, that we are going to discuss in the VMSS virtual machine skill set. And we are going to discuss about the Packer. Packer is nothing but how we are going to create your own operating system. We are going to discuss about like data disk. Data disk means nothing but for example, in your computer you have the A drive, F drive like this, right? So how we are going to create a data disk in the Windows VM and Linux VM. And we are going to discuss about the storage accounts. In the storage accounts, we have the different types of services like containerless access, container service and file share service, messages, queue. And this we have the different levels of accesses levels, private access, blob level access, container access. And these things we are going to discuss in the storage account. And we are going to discuss about like ARM templates. ARM templates is nothing but Azure Resource Manager templates. So what are the templates which is given by the Azure, and how we are going to use these templates for creating the services or infrastructure. And we are going to discuss about like Terraform. So Terraform, we can call it like infrastructure as a code. It is a tool by the HashiCorp, and how we are using this Terraform to create an infrastructure, and these things we are going to discuss here. And next we are going to discuss about like databases, like SQL databases. These things we are going to discuss, and the basic commands, and backups and recovery, monitoring, web application, Windows and Azure Active Directories, and web app. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? So these are the things we are going to learn in the Azure admin part. Yes, tell me.
regarding MFS,
Okay, we are not going to discuss that. Migration is, I can give the basic idea. Why? Because it's not easy to discuss the migration. We can't explain the migration here. Okay.
not migration, regarding this multi-factor authentications.
Oh, no. These are the things we are going to discuss. Okay.
Okay.
Next, moving on to like Azure DevOps. So what is meant by DevOps?
CI/CD.
CI/CD. What is meant by CI/CD pipeline?
Not only the CI/CD, it is the it is like next to the agile process. So from the means of development plus operation part also there.
Okay. Why are you using this DevOps generally?
For the continuously integration to continuous development and the parallel mode.
Okay, fine. So what are the two models in the software development lifecycle? What are the two models in the software development lifecycle?
SWDC and
What?
Water,
One is
waterfall
waterfall model.
method.
Agile.
Waterfall model and
Agile.
Agile method.
agile method. Okay. For example, what are the three? We have the three environments in the software development, right? What are they? Dev environment,
Inte.
test and testing environment, and
Yeah.
Support.
production environment, right? Yes or no? For
Yes.
example, if I want to develop a WhatsApp application, in the WhatsApp, what are the features we are having? In the
Calling
WhatsApp,
with
you can send the text
Texting
messages. You can send
and
the
then
text messages.
video call.
You can send the text messages, video call, audio call, right? Yes or no? You can send the text messages, images, videos. You can get the audio call, video call. Now you got the group call, right? Yes or no? If I want to develop this WhatsApp application by using the waterfall model, what I have to do? First, I need to list out all the features. Then I need to go for the development, then testing, development, testing. How many days it will take to release the product? How many days it will take to release the product in the market? At least 3 months, right? Yes or no?
Yes, minimum 3 months.
Minimum 3 months. In these 3 months, you're getting a lot of versions. You're getting the new tools in the market, right? So this is not working here, right? So Agile method. What is the Agile method? Agile method is nothing but it's like continuous integration and continuous deployment. They won't develop all the features at a time. For example, in the WhatsApp, we are having the list of we are having the number of features, right? Yes or no? Will they develop all the features at a time? Will the WhatsApp given all the features at a time?
no, no.
First, they will take the basic application. They'll go for the development, then testing, development, testing. Within 1 month, the product is going to be launched. Again, they will add one more feature. I'll make it like they will add one more feature. They will make it like a new version. Then development is going on, testing and production. Dev, testing and production, right? It's like continuous integration and continuous deployment. So this DevOps is completely works on agile methodology. Okay. Hello. Are you able to follow me? Hello.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
DevOps is
Yes.
nothing but continuous integration and continuous deployment. Means what are the code written by the developer automatically it has to be tested and finally it has to release. Okay. So that is what it's like continuous integration and continuous deployment. So we are having the two things. One is AWS DevOps and one more is versus
Azure. Azure
Azure
DevOps.
DevOps. So what is the difference between AWS DevOps and Azure DevOps? For example, if you want to implement this DevOps in the AWS, what you have to do? You have to use these many tools, right? So what are the code written by the developer? If you want to get that code, you will use the Git or Jira. Then you have to build by using the Maven. If you want to test, you will use the Selenium JUnit or JUnit. And if you want to release, you will use the Jenkins and the things. And we'll use the Docker and Kubernetes, Ansible, Puppet, and Monitor, right? So no, it's like continuous integration and Continuous
Yes.
deployment. For example, if I want, so I'm getting disturbance from your end. Okay. If I want to do the same thing, same process from the DevOps, you can go with dev.auto.azure.com. Right. So you can go with the dev.azure.com. You can start free. Right. So if you want to create a build pipeline and release pipeline, you can directly create the build pipelines and release pipelines here. So if you want to get the code, you can use a Git repo, and you can create a build pipeline, and you can create a release pipeline. You can use the test plans. So it's completely integrated in the Azure. Is it clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
In this, we are going to discuss about the boards, CI/CD pipeline, and how to deploy this Terraform, testing. Vasu, please make it mute. Hello. And self-hosted agent. We're going to discuss about like YAML, and we are going to discuss about the Docker and Kubernetes. I'm going to discuss about the Kubernetes basics, and we are going to discuss about the Docker. So these are the things we are going to discuss in the Azure DevOps. Any questions here? Guys, can you please ping your mail IDs in the chat box? I can send you the recording and material to you. Hello. Guys, can you please message your mail IDs in the chat box? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Hello, any questions?
So Ravi, when you say the Kubernetes basics, what and all like up to you will cover on that part?
I'm going to take one .NET application. I will show you the deployment, how we are going to deploy by using the Kubernetes. So what is meant by Docker? So generally, Docker is nothing but we are using the Docker to avoid the two things, to overcome the two things. One is to implement the microservices, and one more thing is like one more thing is that one thing is that to implement the microservices, and one more thing is that to overcome the version difference. What is meant by version difference? What are the code written by the developer that is not working at the testing team and production team? Why it is not working? Why? Because what are the tools using by the development till that is differ from the what is the tools by using the testing team and production team. So that's the reason we are getting the issue. So what you will do means, so using the Docker will make this file, what are the file written by the developer, will make into the container and will run it and make into the image. Then we'll push that image to the Docker hub, right? So let me
Yeah.
show you one thing.
So that means we are working the same environment.
Right. So Docker file is nothing but the code written by the developer. So this code we are going to make it like a Docker image. So we'll make it like a container, then we'll run it, make it like a Docker image. Then we'll push this Docker image to the Docker hub. This Docker image contains the what are the code written by the developer and what are the things required to run this code. Okay, means supporting files. Then we'll push this Docker image to the Docker hub. From there, the testing team and production will pull this image. You got the point? Is it clear? So we can, by using
Yeah.
this thing, we can overcome the version difference. And one more is nothing but we are using this Docker to overcome the to implement the microservices. What is meant by microservices? For example, if you take a big application, for example, Amazon is a big application, right? They're in the different services in the Amazon. What is the service? For example, if you take a Amazon, if you take like Amazon e-commerce website, right? In the Amazon e-commerce website, we have the different services. What is that? Displaying the products, yes or no? Adding the products to the cart and making the payment and tracking the delivery, yes or no? So these are the different application. We have the different microservices is nothing but we're dividing the big application into the small applications. If you want to implement the microservices is nothing but why are using the microservices means to reduce the dependency and for the good performance, right? Yes or no? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
So if I want to implement the same thing using the virtual machines, what I have to do, I need to allocate the space and RAM and for every application, right? It will take a lot of things. Why? Because I need to allocate the RAM, I need to get the allocate the space and all the things, right? I'm not using the complete the RAM and memory. So that's the reason using the Docker, we can use the runtime environment. Okay, and we are going to discuss the concept called Docker Swarm also. Using the Docker Swarm, you can give the work to the different services. Okay, we have the worker node and manager nodes. Using the manager node, we can allocate the we can run the application in the multiple nodes and all these things that we are going to discuss in the Docker. So what is meant by Kubernetes? Kubernetes is nothing but we are using the Kubernetes to manage the Docker containers. Is it clear? Why I'm telling all these things using the Kubernetes we can manage the containers, Docker containers. So I will take one .NET application. I'll try to deploy by using the Kubernetes and all these things by using the kubectl. Is it clear?
Yeah, you'll explain about the master slave concept also, right? Including
Sorry.
the creating the infrastructure and all.
Ah, in Kubernetes we are going to deploy one .NET application. Okay. Seriously, from where I'm getting the disturbance? I'm telling these many times again they are doing the same thing. Any guys left with your mail IDs? Can you please tell your mail IDs? We'll send you the material. Okay, 1 second.
For this course duration.
Course duration will be like 45 days.